Traders, it's Graham here from Kilted Trading again. Super excited to be back with you guys, presenting some more good content, quality content. We've got a few things to get through, so I'll try and quickly get through those in a sort of 10-15 minute time frame, see how we go. We've got a new strategy which is on stock indices, which I love to trade. A lot of forex traders sort of tend to stick away or steer away from stock indices for trading, mainly because they are a little bit trickier to trade, and you definitely have to have a methodology in place in terms of how to trade those. So I'll be sharing what my one looks like, and we'll cover the live trade calls which we've had over the last few weeks, and what's currently still in play, and then we'll look at the Kilted Nessie strategy that I said would be back testing and how that's going. So without further ado, let's get to it. So we've got 4 windows up here on sort of different markets. We've got 3 indexes, and we've got crude oil as well around that sort of US cash trading session. Sort of, I guess, did a bit of a back test on that as well, and it looked pretty good. So we'll start off with the FTSE, which I love to trade. Obviously, originally being from the UK, I like to trade the UK stock market. So here we go. So one of the things right off the bat we'll cover is what's very important is this time window when you want to be trading these indices. Now, because of CFDs, you can trade them anytime, but really your go time is basically within the stock market trading range. So that's what we've set up here. So this range here is basically the live trading hours of the UK stock market. And yep, you've guessed it, we've coded that straight into the indicator. But of course, we don't trade just one market, we trade all the major markets, and that's what folks around the world sort of tend to do. So if you're in the Asia region, which I am, I love to trade the Aussie stocks. So we have all the opening times, the session times, and the closing times. So we've got we want to see that first 10 minutes and that closing 10 minutes, that's these bars here. And then you've got the range, which is end to end, okay? So I've got all of the major stock markets all coded in right out the box. If we look at this one and see what it does, so if you basically untick UK stocks, you don't see the range, stick that on and it shows you automatically when that trading zone is. So if you're saying the US and you're trying to work out all the different time zones, forget it. This is right out the box, and for those in Australia as well, where I am, you can tick that box and it'll show you right where that UK live market trading comes, and that's when you want to be trading it. So let's have a look at the indicator itself. So we're keeping it super simple on this one, guys. So we have basically we've coded in as an example some of the bearish and bullish sort of flags. I haven't got all the bullish ones coded yet in terms of candlestick patterns, but you can see here how really nice this is. If you just hover above, it's going to give you a tooltip and actually tell you exactly what that flag pattern, or sorry, candlestick pattern is actually trying to show you. And indeed, if you've got a buy bias, then you probably want to come in here and basically come down and only show bullish patterns, which we haven't got coded in yet. That's fine. But this was more to give you guys a little of a sneak peek, and you can see here it fits in really nicely with the Kilted strength meter as well, with further confirmation. So let's have a look at the UK 100, see what it did for us. So basically we have this dark blue line, which I'm calling our main decision line. And really the general rule is if price action is above this main decision line, you want to go long. If the price action is below the main decision line, you want to go short. The second rule though, however, is we have a confirmation decision line. Now this decision line here, this what I'll call the confirmation decision line, is more of a longer term moving average. So the reason why we've got that on the chart is you don't really want to be selling into support and you don't want to be buying into resistance. So you really want to have this line basically behind you in the direction you're looking to trade. So as an example, this is a really good example actually. On the FTSE, it actually dropped pretty sharply at the open, okay? And we were showing a sell bias, which is absolutely correct. And price moved down below our main decision line. Where we wanted to trade it, not really. And the reason being is you're trading into this strong resistance line, which is a longer term moving average. For me, I would pass on that one. If you're a fairly aggressive trader, remember we're on a 2-minute time frame here, I would basically pass that one up. I'd be looking to see what it does off this support line. And we can see, in general, with strong support lines, 70%, statistically 70% of the time, price action is going to react off of these strong support and resistance lines. So for me, I stood aside. I'm looking to go long here, and sure enough, we've got the bounce off the strong support here. We've got the buy bias back in play here. Were we looking to get in? You betcha we were looking to get in, because our Kilted strength meter was ticking up. We have a strong trend signal here to the upside on a Kilted strength meter. We then have price pushing up through our main decision line. We took an entry here. Where did we get out? We get out whenever we have at least 2 red dots on, see these red and blue dots here? These are sort of decision points, or sort of pivot points, if you like. I'm using pivot points, guys, for those who are technical. But I'm only looking to get out the trade if I'm long in this case, if I see at least 2 red dots here. And it's as simple as that, guys. Very, very simple system. If we actually look at how much of a move that was, we can see that was, that was a nice, healthy move up there, guys. Look at that. Very nice. Now, in one of the other forums, I sort of published the fact that I generally on stock indexes, I'm a sort of one trade and I'm done. And this sort of shows you why, because we had a really good run up here. What I tend to find is the indexes, they'll go one way or the other, and you have to catch that sort of run, and that's what we're looking to do here. Once I've got that win on the board, next index, really. I mean, could you have traded it again? Yes, you could have. We could have come along here and see, okay, we've sort of peaked out here, then we got a bit of the pullback, market started to sell off pretty hard actually into the close. You've got the sell bias here. Are we selling? Well, not yet. We've still got this strong resistance. We've got a decision line. Price is not below it. But hey, guess what? It actually broke through both, and it smashed through both. Okay, and then it's hit a sort of area down here where we've got our matching confluence on our Kilted strength meter saying you are going down, and down it sure did. We've actually got a bigger move, it would appear, down here. So if we took an entry, say, well, you're probably looking, ideally, you'd have probably taken an entry here. Where would you have got out? You'd have probably got around here somewhere, I think, because we've got the 2 blue dots turning up here. So yeah, guys, that's a bit of a sneak preview and a bit of an overview. So all the candle patterns are going to be all coded in here. It's very, very simple. You just follow the rules, and that's what I'm going to be trading this week. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to show how you would have done against some of the craziness in the US at the moment. That market is all over the place. I might go to the S&P 500. Why not go there first? That's the one that everyone sort of is looking at the moment. Now, it was crazy stuff on Friday. So we can see here we've got a bit of a sell bias going into the open, which is no surprise with the news that's going on there. Now, how we would have done on the Kilted index breakout. Okay, so we would have got our rules were also off the bat, right off the starting line. You would be looking to go short. Why? Because we've broken our 200. We're below our main decision line, which is this thick blue line. Remember, we would have taken an entry here, and we would have run this thing right down to here. Look at that run. How lovely is that? I didn't trade it. As I say, I like to be awake for at least most of that trading session, so that you can capture these really nice moves. Now you look at we've got, remember, you still get your risk to reward ratio here, so you're going to have your stop maybe above the 200. That's a good protective stop before this strong resistance line up here. You'd have probably put your stop there, and then you just let it run until you see what? 2 blue dots, and that would have got you nicely out that trade, because then look what it's done. It's just bounced around. Okay, it's went a little bit further, but you get out at a really good spot. Could you have taken another trade? Probably not. You could. I mean, we've got the sell buys coming in here again. Would you have got in? Well, yes, you could have, but I think most of the runs already been done. You'd have had probably a small move there. If we measure that, you would have probably got in. You've got your sale buys. Yeah, you've got your pick up. Where would you get in? You might have got in off that pin bar here, and you'd have run it down to somewhere about here. So you've got one blue dot, that wouldn't have taken you out. Another blue dot, that wouldn't have taken you out. You'd have got out here. So much smaller run, a little bit more of a risk, because you're running into the close when it's getting a little bit volatile again. It's generally just went sort of sideways. So you can see there, that supports the rule of there's usually one big move, you want to catch that. So if we jump out, so it's done really well on the S&P 500. If we look at the Dow Jones, which is another index, industrial average, how it done there. So we've got some markup there. We've got long, that's basically, it's in TradingView they call it a long upper shadow. For me, it's just a pin bar. It's a bearish pin bar. let's not complicate things. That's all it is, guys. It's a bearish pin bar, and we've got a shooting star here. So we've got all our bearish sort of candle formations here that gets you into the market. So right off the get-go, again, you're basically straight in the market. It's went tumbling down, and you'd have ridden that trade right down to from basically here down to here, which is another really nice move, guys. For those who do trade indices, you'll see how effective this is. If you look at it, how easy it is. We don't have lots of indicators on the charts. Guys, we've got one down the bottom really for confirmation. Everything is coded in, and it's mostly price action, guys, that you're seeing here. It's just candle formations that we're calling out, which is maybe a good option to get into the market. It's really nice and simple. You're either going long or you're going short, and you're getting the confirmation based on some coding here that have all the complexities are all around the coding and the actual indicator itself. You don't really need to do a whole lot as long as you know how to trade the system and keep your risk management tight. So there you can see it's smoked the Dow Jones there. So really nice moves. Let's move out and have a look at crude. A lot of people are trading crude. I must say I am not trading crude. It is all over the place at the moment. Now where would you have gone here? Okay, we've got a bit of a buy bias going into the open. It was it's getting it's up there again. It's $39 at the moment. That was sort of going into the open, and we had. Would you have been buying that? Probably not. We didn't really have any good reason. It sort of spiked up at the start, but it's very close to this 200, right? So would have taken that? Probably not. Didn't really have a clear enough signal down here. You can see it's now sort of, as you're going into the open, it's actually going down, and we've had that sort of bit of sideways action until bang, there we go, we're off short. So we've got the sale buys kicking in, we've got the confirmation, we're going short. We've got a nice tick up here to the short side. We take our entry here, we're down below our main decision line, which is the thick blue line. We've got resistance above us, it's behind us. You always like that behind you when you're going short, and look at the run we had there. Oh my goodness, that would have been a great trade. No, I did not take that trade, but that would have been a really nice trade to take, and that would have got you out probably down here, somewhere around here. So yeah, that was a very, very nice trade. So yeah, so you can see how easy that is to trade, guys. You've got everything built into the indicator itself. If you want to change this to suit whatever market you're trading, whether it be the Nikkei, the Hang Seng, the UK FTSE, if you're trading the DAX, it's all coded in there for you guys. So super excited to be trading this week. I'm really pumped, and I can't wait to trade this one this week. And report back on some of the results of that one. Remember, I won't be releasing this until I see some really good results on my own trading. Remember, we only put our money behind our weight behind some of our strategies when we actually trade our own money, and that's exactly what we'll be doing at the start of this week. So moving along very quickly, I know we're moving through the stuff fairly fast here, but we'll quickly look at our open trades. We had JB Hi-Fi, we called that out live, and that's moving in our direction, in our favour. I still like this one. I was getting a little bit nervous around that 40 mark, but you know, some of the COVID sort of cases here are spiking in Australia, particularly in Victoria. So we're looking at sort of further lockdown, which obviously hampers the borders, which, you know, for here local, it's going to be more people staying at home in the near future. We're coming up to tax time. People are going to be spending, spending on their gadgets, and that's plays into the hands of JB Hi-Fi. Then you've got people who receive their tax turn, and you know, they're flush with cash and probably buying more gadgets. So I continue to like this one. We do have a target of $50, $50 on this one. We're currently up 20.69% since opening this trade on the 20th of April. We got in around the 35 cents mark, so we're doing nicely there. One of the trades I mentioned, I think it was last week, which I'm not counting as a trade call, guys. I was in that trade already, and we're up 300 pips on that one. And the one I'd like to mention here is that was actually on the Kilted Trend Pilot, which you guys have available for access. That's been back tested for a number of years now. I trade that one very successfully, up 300 pips, and I'm looking at for it to drop even more. So I'm not near my target yet on that one. So that shows you how good that one is. So let's quickly review the Kilted Nessie. That was another one I'm back testing. So that's us done with sort of review of what's open. Kilted Nessie, it has been, well, you can see the stats there, guys. Talks for itself. Number of trades, I've taken 4 trades, and I've had 4 wins. So I've got a win rate of 100%. Yes, it is a very good strategy, but that's what it's designed to do. It's not designed to, you know, have those big swingers where you're looking for 300-400 pips. This one is looking to back your, you know, your 5, 10, 15, 20 pips, right? You're just looking to scalp the market effectively. I trade it on a 30-minute chart, and my profit's up 8% since on those 4 trades. So not going to go through this in detail, otherwise to say it is for yanking and banking, as I like to call it, and it's doing exceptionally well. We'll definitely get some losses there, guys. We cannot maintain 100% win rate. No one can. It doesn't matter how much you've been in the market. That's just nonsense, really. But it shows that it is a very profitable system. It does produce some really good setups. And that's, you know, the setups I've taken. I've only taken 4, admittedly, so that's going to paint a different picture. Obviously, you know, you need to take at least probably 20-40 trades before you get even an idea on how a strategy is going to look. So that will continue, guys, but that's looking really, really good. So that's all I have for this week, guys. I wanted to keep it fairly short and get you guys across where we're at with some of the new strategies we're working on. I'm certainly looking to bring the index one forward. I really like the look of that one. It's got most of the ingredients in it already. It's sort of back tested to a certain degree because I use all the ingredients that's got it anyway. So I know it's good. I've just wrapped everything up into the one indicator. So thanks for listening, guys. Before I go, we are on Facebook now, so we're trying to share a few things out there. So if you guys like the socials, as they call them, social media, Facebook, we're definitely on. As you guys know, we're on we've got a YouTube channel where I'm posting now, but we've also got our Facebook page up and alive, up and kicking. So happy trading this week, guys. I'm really excited to trial out some of these new strategies we have in play, and as always, look after your families and stay safe, more importantly, especially for those in Victoria, which is in Australia, where I trade locally here. Keep safe, guys. I know there's a few hot spots out there. There's lots of people doing it really tough around the world. So stay safe, look after your families, and have a great week trading. And speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.